All right, let me know down below in the comment section, how long do you think it'll take for me to get frustrated this time around looking at viewer-submitted replays? I think last week or so, I casted for like a good minute, and I already got a little bit tilted. Now, at the time, we were looking at Diamond League games. Today, our very first match is going to be between a Silver League player and a Gold League player. So first off, in the top left-hand corner of Berlingrad, we're looking at our Silver League hero, and his name is Danom, or Danom? I'm not exactly sure. DNM. I guess he's capitalized those letters. Looks badass. His opponent in the opposite corner, apparently not bothering to capitalize any letter. We are looking at the Protoss player in Gold League, and his name is Farduxo. Farduxo. So far, things are already off to a terrible start. I mean, I don't really want to get too tilted yet because I want to give some of you that, you know, estimated 5 minutes or so at least a little bit of hope. But we're seeing a pylon here at 15 supply. Protoss already sitting at like 260 minerals right now, doing a whole lot of nothing. Oh yeah, of course. There's a forge first. The problem is that this is like still a very late forge, all things considered. And he's not actually sent out a probe yet either, so... I made it 1 minute and 30 seconds, guys. I did it. I'm actually casting these games pretty early on in the morning over here, so this is one of the very first things I'm doing today. I had a little bit of coffee, and now I'm doing this. Am I starting off my day with a... What are we doing? Oh, we're doing defensive photon cannons. Really? Yeah, no, now your probe is stuck. Don't cancel. No. That's even worse, man. Canceling in general is pretty bad. This guy has successfully now cannon rushed his own natural expansion, which probably means that he wants to be playing a safe game. The only problem is that, like, he's not protecting anything. There's nothing over here on the low ground at the very least just yet that he really needs to be protecting. We have another pylon going up at 23 out of 23, hitting another supply block. So far, every single pylon for our Protoss player has been built after he heard that he needed, you know, more supply. Yeah, another pylon. Can you put out another one, man? Like, there's a little bit of space over... Yeah, see? A little bit of space over here. There's still a dark corner in the back of the natural. Can you maybe, like, build a pylon over there as well, Farduxo? Alright, in the meantime, on the other side of the map, what do we have? 2 queens. Okay, I was gonna say they haven't injected yet, but they are injecting right now. No 31 supply overlord. So this... Oh, there's an overlord at 35. All right. Normally it's at 30 or 31, maybe 32. We're gonna go for a third base. You know what? Danom, while he started off with a less than optimal version of this build, everything here looks pretty normal. Other than the fact that he didn't pull out of gas. But to be fair, I don't think... Yeah, pulling out of gas is necessarily the most important thing. Especially if you're going to be adding on 2 gas geysers. Or sorry, 2 evo chambers at 200 gas. These will actually finish right around the time that he has 250 gas. And that allows him to start up 2 upgrades right away. That's pretty good. We have an extra queen coming up. Queen over here as well. Let's see how on point he will be with the injects. And the upgrades right here. Okay, if you start him up right now. Come on, Danom. Come on, bro. Okay, instant injects. Here we go. Instant injects. It's pretty good. So wait, this guy's in Silver League and the opponent is in Gold? Alright, already significantly more impressed here by our Zerg. What's going on here? No! Bro, stop it! Okay, he did add on a Cyber Core. So he's adding on a shield battery over here too. Another pylon. Sure, dude. So what do you think this Protoss player is gonna go for? I can already smell the Stargates. Okay, this guy clearly has absolutely no intention of ever leaving his own natural expo. I mean, he does have probes out on the map, it seems. So at the very least, they're in the corners of the map. But I can almost, like, 9 times out of 10, at this current point in the meta, against Zerg in particular, Protoss will go for Void Race. And I feel like with a start like this, our Protoss player really only has... Yep, there it is. He really only has the option to go for a Stargate or for a Dark Shrine, right? I feel like those are really the only 2 options when you open up with a forge like that. And let's just be honest, Void Rays are pretty good, right? They're pretty good overall. So what do we have in the meantime on the other side of the map? Denim hasn't really made any drones. That's... Even though we started off this game with a pretty good opener, all things considered. He's got a lot of queens here available. He has no detection against Dark Templar. So for what it's worth, Dark Templar could have already been out. And they could have already won the game. There's 3 Stargates, by the way, and the +1 flyer attacks. I'm not saying I can predict the future, but I probably should go out and buy a lottery ticket, okay? Feeling awfully lucky today. No, it's just, you know, logic. So he's got a load of Zerglings, but not... Why are we making more Zerglings? Not a whole lot of drones. I would have liked this better if he just decided to, like, saturate 3 bases. So he's going for Zerglings and then drones and Zerglings and then drones and then some Overlords and then Zerglings and some drones and... Not necessarily the most ideal way of playing. Okay, there's a Spore Crawler coming up. Are we gonna go Spore in every base? Alright, we're positioning them as if we're countering Liberators. Not necessarily... Oh, we're doing double Liberator counter. Gotcha, alright. Who's gonna tell Denim that there's no Liberators in this matchup? Anyways, a double Proxy Nexus has been taken here by our Protoss. He's also producing 3 Stargates at once. If Zerg would do some sort of scouting, obviously these bases would never go up. But he's looking around the map right now, and he's trying to figure out, I think, if there's a 3rd base for our Protoss player. And so far... Yeah, there hasn't been one. So the normal timing for a 3rd is about 5 minutes. No. Hello. Really? I mean, there's only one Void Ray. Protoss doesn't really have a whole lot. He's going for a Fleet Beacon right now, too. Did he just randomly, on a whim, decide that he was gonna, like, try and break through that wall? God. Really? We're at 36 workers. Prismatic Alignment, by the way, activated. Making the lasers extra thick. Yeah, that was a meat grinder and a half. 46 Zerglings going down. 3 photon cannons were killed. Apparently it wasn't quite enough yet, though, and there are a lot more Zerglings on the back of this. I mean, with +1 melee, they do deal a lot of damage. +2/+2 is coming up as well here for the Zerg. Protoss doesn't have Prismatic Alignment available anymore on these Void Rays. So yeah, immediately the Zerglings do sneak into the main base. And what seemed like a pretty awful attack here is working out because our Protoss player played even worse. Hell yeah. Alright, all the probes have gone down. At least inside of the main base. Target firing down the gases because apparently that's the main goal. There's additional Zerglings on the back of this as well. So Zerg is going to continue onwards with some more aggression. Eventually, though, the Void Rays should kill all of this. And obviously now there's 4 Nexi out, right? Luckily here, though, Protoss is now sitting at 1,350 minerals. So, yeah, he hasn't actually been producing out of those additional Nexi that he built. I guess he's gonna spend his money right now on rebuilding that wall. I think that's beautiful. Alright. He's building a wall and he's making the Zerg player pay for it. So far, he's honestly paid for it himself. Yeah, it's not really a very good strat. No, it's not a very good strat at all. I feel like Farduxo is a player who's never actually seen a pro game before. Like, he knows Protoss units, and he's found out through his own experimentation that Void Rays are pretty good, but he has absolutely no clue what a Protoss build usually should look like. The same, I guess, can be said as well for our Zerg player. He has got a couple of units that can shoot up, but no reliable counter at all to those Void Rays. I think 6 Queens is going to be fine, but... I mean, from what he scouted inside of the main base, I think it's safe to assume there's going to be more Void Rays on the back of this. And he's just going for a ton of Zerglings. Hive is coming up right now, but he's only got 32 drones, so he really doesn't have a whole lot of economy to be replacing these Zerglings with. Really? +2 is done, +2 armor is just about to finish. I guess we're just going to headbutt again. Can we please see a battery overcharge? No. He goes for Prismatic Alignment again. To clarify, Prismatic Alignment does 2 things. First off, it makes the beam thick, and that thick beam deals additional damage to armored units. And secondly, it makes the Void Ray move around slower. Now, Zerglings are not armored units. So, basically what I'm getting at is that Farduxo is... I guess trying to intimidate his opponent with thick lasers, right? That's probably the main goal. I mean, the Zerglings did seem to die faster this time around, but not exactly sure what the goal of that was. Alright, so Protoss has slowly started building some probes in the corners of the map as well. He adds on 5 more photon cannons over here in the wall. I mean, he should really just continuously build Void Rays here. At some point, he's gonna reach critical mass, no? I think so. A hero Zergling in the bottom left corner finds a base. In the meantime, another hero Zergling in the top right-hand corner finds another base as well. Then I'm right now thinking, okay, maybe he's like listened to a couple of my videos, or maybe he's seen a cast or two. But one thing I always talk about is the fact that in Zerg versus Protoss, you should really expect the Protoss to take a third base by like the 5-minute mark. If they don't take a base by the 10-minute mark, however, you can assume that their main base is gonna start running low. So, yeah, at this point, main base is running out. Natural Expo is gonna not be too far behind. So, at this point, Protoss is essentially stuck on the bases that they've got. 2 Expos are being killed. And even though Denim still doesn't really have a unit that can shoot up, he's got a lot of Zerglings. How many Void Rays are we on? Okay, he's continued up with the, he's continued onwards, rather, with the Void Ray production. I would love to see +2 coming up as well, but I guess that Fardexo is just gonna sit here and look pretty. Luckily, his Zerg opponent is making this pretty easy for him, because there hasn't really been any kind of drone production here in a very long time. Denim decides to add on even more queens here, and more Zerglings too. Adrenal Glands is gonna finish up soon enough, and Adrenal Glands obviously gives these Zerglings about 40% more attack speed, which is absolutely huge, especially if you want to headbutt against this wall once again. Actually, against structures, it makes them so much more powerful. +3 is coming up as well. Denim is actually doing a decent enough job spending his money, but I guess he doesn't get a lot of money, so that kind of helps out in his favor. We're now on 13 Void Rays, though. 13 Void Rays. There's a Twilight Council coming up, so maybe he is thinking about going for a Dark Shrine here eventually, but let's see how this goes. Very slow reaction time there on the Void Rays, but slowly but surely, the Zerglings are starting to bite their way through whatever they can. My god, can we still see... Oh god, can we like do a battery overcharge, please, Mr. Protoss? Prismatic Alignment has been activated, but apparently battery overcharge not as important. Still, this obviously was a meat grinder and a half. And I really don't see a way in which Zerg is going to ever obtain the victory like this. He's still just following it up with a lot of... He's just going mass Spore Crawler, mass Queen, and then a ton of Zerglings. Actually, right now, if Farduxo doesn't remake this wall... Okay, he started it up. If Zerglings run in right now, they can kill everything in the main base in a heartbeat. Alright. Here go the laser boys. They're not killing any Void Ray or any Overlords rather along the way. Are they gonna go after the Evolution Chamber? No, bro. After the Spore Crawlers. And now we're not activating... Okay, I was gonna say, now we're not activating Prismatic Alignment. In the meantime, though, on the other side of the map, while Protoss is going to town, the wall has been built once again, but there's really not that much. I feel like we could target fire down that gateway over there and have the Zerglings stream in. Hive at this point is gone, though. Drones are starting to drop left, right, and center as well. But Zerg is actually starting to break through a lot of this. Now, there's pretty much no micro happening here on these Zerglings whatsoever. But the batteries are all out of energy. Overcharge has never been used. Chrono Boost is also fully available. There's not really any production here for our Protoss, despite the fact that it's got 2,500 resources in the bank. Void Rays, though, are killing a lot of stuff. I think it's time to recall, my man. I think we need to spend some of that Nexus energy. I know it's gonna hurt because you only have like 389, but you should really try and spend 50 of it to try and get some of those Protoss units back home. Nexus on the low ground has fallen. Void Rays at this point decide to fly back home. No, bro. What are you doing? +2 is gonna finish up at this point, but like, does he not know about the recall ability? Are you kidding me right now, Fardexo? Oh my god. The win condition is to kill all of your opponent's structures. Okay, and thus we learned that Zerglings do in fact counter Void Rays. You thought that last one was painful? I think that this one might even be a little bit worse. Either that or both of these players were just doing their placement match, but on the loading screen of this particular replay, it became obvious that neither of these players were in a league. So this could very well be a game below Bronze League. I'm secretly hoping that's what we're gonna see, but I'm not exactly sure what we can expect here. If that is the case, because this is a bit of a longer replay, I will probably be fast-forwarding through a bunch of it, because even though maybe that previous game looked pretty bad, all things considered, right? I mean, if you compare it to games that we see all the time at the pro level, it's pretty bad. But realistically speaking, in the grand scheme of things with StarCraft players, those guys were definitely still in the top 50%, right? They were still, you know, the top half of the StarCraft population. So if this one is going to be, you know, in the bottom half of the population, I can imagine we might need to do a little bit of ×4 or ×2 action, just to speed up the replay a little bit. Anyways, so far nothing all too crazy, although we did already see a couple of SCVs being cut. No, bro! Okay, now you've done it. Crocdog just, rather than building an SCV, was spam clicking one of the Roombas, which makes the Roombas explode. That's just bad luck, dude. Everyone knows that. These cleaning bots have done nothing wrong. They're just going around your bases, blocking structures from coming up. And anyways, what do we have right here for our Protoss player? So the standard is to go for a 20 supply Cybercore and then a 20 supply Nexus. Instead, we're going for a 19 supply second gateway and pylon, actually. There's a second gas available too. Okay, yeah, so this is a proper low-level game. Because, like, everything that Protoss has hinges on the Cybercore. Right? So, like, you go pylon into gateway into Cybercore, and then Protoss branches off into a Stargate, or a Twilight, or a Robo, or basically anything they want to do. Without the Cybercore, you can't really do anything. So he's gonna go for a Nexus right now on the low ground. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, we're seeing a Marine into a reactor, into another barracks, and then a command center as well. Actually, I think the command center was before that second Rex. But we are starting off this game with some proper passivity, so I'm gonna speed up the game. I don't think either player here has anything in mind other than maybe Jimmy here, thinking about shooting down that cleaning bot, but luckily, at the very least, this one for now is safe. I guess he hasn't seen it yet. Alright, Stimpack coming up as well in one of the tech labs. Already Crocdog sitting at 800 resources, or 800 minerals even. Okay, he killed the unbuildable plates right over there at the bottom of the ramp. Fair enough. So if you have a game of StarCraft you want me to cast, you can submit it to replays@LowkoTV. Now, I'm not casting these games out of nowhere. I'm casting them after Modluses has gone through a rigorous selection process for me to go ahead and cast the best ones. And apparently this one made the cut. Oh god, that Nexus is misplaced. What I'm trying to say is that, like, this game seems like trash so far. This is pretty bad. Both players sitting at so much money. Oh, Protoss already sitting at 3,000. Terren at a little bit less. He did get a proxy pylon on the other side of the map. Okay, I've slowed it back down to, like, regular game speed. It almost seems like I've slowed it down more so because we have the slow warp-ins there on that pylon, but no. So we have Marine, Marauder, Ghost. No Medivacs. No Starport even, for what it's worth. There is a Ghost Academy over there in the back. There is a third command center. But not a lot of Marines. So we have Tech Lab number 2 finishing up right now here for the Terran player. But I really think we need another reactor instead. Yeah, like, he's already running low on gas. And he's running high on minerals. And he decides to add on another Tech Lab. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I think pumping out Marines, like 5 at a time here, might not be a terrible idea. Anyways, what are we doing? More warp-ins right here for our Protoss player. If he's just gonna headbutt against this, like, siege tank force, that's gonna be very painful. Because I've got a feeling the siege tanks will absolutely tear all of this apart. Assuming the bio army is here. I like, by the way, how Crocdog over here... Did I introduce him? I didn't. Top right-hand corner, we have Crocdog. I completely forgot introducing the players. I was gonna say, I love the fact that he's got all these fancy Marine skins and all of these fancy glossy Terran skins, so he spent a bunch of money on that. Oh my god, really? Protoss is moving out right now? Or, sorry, Terren is moving out right now, and Protoss, I guess, is... What? No. What? I think if you're gonna fight the Terran player, right now is the time. Anyways, playing with the blue Protoss pieces, we have none other than Protoss. This guy thinks he's putting the pro in the word Protoss. I am pressing X for doubt on that one. Double Guardian Shield right here. Sentry stacked together. No blink, no charge, no nothing. Just pure gateway army. At the same time, on the other side of the map, we have a bunch of ghosts attacking a gas geyser. But right now, Terren decides better of it. Decides to use Stimpack to run all the way back home. Oh, what about spending any of your 3,500 resources, my man? Luckily, Protoss here is derping enough, not granting high ground vision to any of his units, that siege tank can kind of finish the job here. So that's nice. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, yeah, another stim, dude. Another stim pack. Use those combat drugs. Make sure you get those units back in action. Ay, ay, ay. +2/+2. Coming up for our Terren player. Can we please spend some of our money, lads? Because, like, I'm looking at the resource count right now, and I've been shouting about our Terren player for a good little while, but Protoss right now is sitting at 5.5k. 5,500 minerals and gas in the bank. Look, I like to focus on expending. I like to focus on dropping mules. I like the fact that you're trying to, like, improve the amount of income that you're getting, but that's only useful assuming you actually spent the money. I know it's easy to not pay attention to the top right-hand corner when you're in a game and you're like, okay, my mineral count, my gas count, don't care. I'm just trying to, like, do everything right. Protoss not gone for any upgrades yet, by the way. There's a forge, but... Oh, no, he did go 1-1. Never mind. I missed it. Probably when I was going fast-forwarding through the game, or when I was fast-forwarding through the game. Could we get some charge out, or like some blink, or something along those lines? That would be awesome. Maybe a couple of robo facilities. Literally just anything to spend the money. I feel like warping in 7, like, stalkers at a time on the other side of the map might not necessarily be the most efficient way of doing it. The same for our Terren player, by the way. My god. He's got 4,500 minerals in the bank right now. Ugh. Yeah, add on 1 barracks. That'll solve the problem. Okay, 2 barracks. Don't even think about adding on another tech lab, though. If he's gonna add on another tech lab, I'm gonna be very sad. Because he seems to be very keen on adding tech labs so far on his structures. I'm gonna fast forward. I want to see what he adds on to those. Oh, there's a bit of a skirmish happening over here. Okay. Stalkers running to their deaths. We didn't miss much. What are we gonna do? Oh, we're just gonna make Marines straight up? No, we're not actually. Yeah, with this Terren skin, it's actually very confusing. So, like, the little lights on top of the barracks actually change if something is, like, being trained. I don't know. It always confuses me. I think this is actually a bug, isn't it? No, nothing's actually being produced right now. But I swear that I saw, like... So these what? These barracks over here on the left are constructing something, but the ones on the right aren't? I'm pretty sure that isn't supposed to be like that. You're supposed to be able to tell if a barracks is producing. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. That might just be a replay bug, though. Or maybe I'm just being blind. I'm not exactly sure. EMP on the Stalkers! We have a couple of medevacs right now, too. Alright. Couple of cloaked ghosts over here getting some work done as well. One of them, though, can't cloak because it used that EMP skill. Decides to target fire down the pylon after most Stalkers have finished warping in. Very nice. But I think eventually, because of the medevacs, there may actually be enough Terren. And obviously, Terren also now at 2-2 upgrades. Pretty good. Now, I have not glanced at the bottom section of this. Did this Terren SCV just build the Great Wall? Hold up. I want to... That one SCV, man. What a legend. Yeah. There it is. Okay, look. That counts as spending your money. And that counts as, like, you know, dropping about 1,000 minerals worth. But that doesn't... No, that's not macro, okay? That's... I'm gonna give a hard pass on this. Especially since you still have 3.5k right now in the bank. Can we please start producing something more than just a few Marines at once? Okay, we're transferring the SCVs. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, what do we have? Finally, a tech up right here from the guy that puts the pro in toss. He's gonna go 5 Stargates. You know what? At this point, I kind of like it. Put down a fleet beacon, start make some carriers. Just make literally anything to spend that bank. If you guys can spend your money, you could literally just attack move to the other side of the map and win. Like, that's literally all you need to do here. Spending money for either of these two. Spending your money and then going to the other side of the map and, yeah, pressing attack move. That's all you really need to do. He's not actually producing anything because he doesn't have any gas. Well, he does have gas, actually, but, like, he's mostly got minerals. So, like, why does he... I don't know. He's just not producing. Guess he's really keen on making a lot of ghosts. EMP! EMP! Hey! Double EMP on the same units. Okay. There's a good Guardian Shield. Yeah, that's a pretty good Guardian Shield. Blink! I don't think we have Blink, do we? No, there's no Blink. There was a Twilight Council, but no Blink. Probe over here. Oh my god. That Zealot, or sorry, that Siege Tank was thinking about it, but apparently the Probe managed to escape here with its life. Impressive stuff. Yeah, this is probably the lowest level game that I've ever casted in StarCraft 2. It's physically painful. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. No, it's actually fascinating to see what players are doing. Okay, alright, so Protoss is starting to spend some money. Now, you'll notice that the gas has dropped really quickly because you got 6 Stargates built. I would love to see the charge upgrade coming up in the Twilight Council, and then just warp in a ton of Zealots to drop the minerals down. And at that point, once all of that is spent, you take all of the units, and then you attack move right here. And it will just kill whatever is on its way, and I think it should work out like an absolute charm. Terren, in the meantime, by the way... Come on, bro! You literally just added on 2 tech labs? You've already got too many minerals. Did he just go for another tech lab? He was thinking about it anyways. What's going on? Did he just... Oh, he probably reset his rally point and this one hadn't landed yet. So now that barracks is gonna floating over in that direction. Yeah, so what are you gonna build? Just literally build anything. Okay, we're gonna make Marauders. You're gonna be in for a surprise when those 6 Void Rays pop out. Or 12 Void Rays, I guess. Soon to be anyways. Hey, our Protoss player is actually splitting up his units into multiple control groups. Alright. I do feel like if you're gonna go for a full assault, though, you should probably bring your whole army. I'm just thinking out loud here. I don't know. What do I know? Okay. Terren now at 6,000 minerals. Oh, God. Why are you making Marauders? Can we please make some Marines, man? Okay. There's the Guardian Shield once again. There's the EMPs once again. Rather than attack moving, he's actually attack moving on specific units. Oh, yeah. I think that's what he's doing. Oh, God. Oh, that was a dirty fight. So, once upon a time when I was young, right? I used to think, when I used to play like Red Alert, or what game was it? There was a unit called the Mammoth Tank. Does anyone remember this? Mammoth Tank? What game was this? Oh, it was Command and Conquer. Yeah, Command and Conquer. Anyways, I guess it's Command and Conquer Red Alert. I was close enough. Anyways, I remember thinking as a kid, why would anyone ever make the low tier units if you can make Mammoth Tanks? Because, like, those are the biggest units in the game, right? And with that mindset, I think if, like, 6-year-old Loko would be playing StarCraft 2, I would probably only be making Carriers, Ultralisks, Brute Lords, and Battle Cruisers, right? Like, that was kind of the mindset that I would go with, right? Bigger equals better. It really never occurred to me until much later that, like, large numbers of small units may also be very effective. And I feel like we're kind of seeing that right now from Crocdog, where he just doesn't, like, where... He's got 8,000 minerals in the bank, and he thinks going for an attack is a good idea. So real quick, Mr. Protoss, can I give you some really helpful advice, hopefully? I can't help but notice that you don't attack move ground, you attack move units. So what you can do with units is, like, say you want to attack these Marauders, you attack move over here with the Void Rays. And the Void Rays will move command in that direction. However, as soon as something is in range for them to attack, they will attack it immediately. Yeah, look at that. You see how he's constantly chasing down individual Terran units? It's incredibly inefficient because it you know, makes the Void Rays, in this particular case, but I saw it with the Stalkers earlier as well, it makes a lot of the ones in the back kind of derp around and try to all get in range of the one target, and especially with ground units, that's a bit of a disaster. Anyways, this is another Protoss player right now learning the might of the Void Ray. They're like, wait a second. Why make anything else? I think this is like Protoss in training for the guy in the previous game that we had a look at, right? If you wait for a couple of months, that's where Mr. Protoss is gonna end up. He's gonna be walling off his own natural expansion with photon cannons, and then before you know it, he's just gonna be massing void rays with proxy bases all over the map. It's like just the, you know, the half-year worth of refinement or so to that build order that we saw in the previous game. Anyways, our Protoss, or our Terren player brother is like, you know what? You know what I need here? You know what would have made the difference in that previous engagement? Building armor. Oh yeah, more tech labs, more reactors. Can we just make some Marines? Hey, Crocdog. I don't want to beg you, man, but I would really love to see just like non-stop Marine production, because I feel like you're not making anything the entire game long. Yeah, we're at 30 SC, or 30, what are they called? 30 Marines right now. Make the beam thick! Don't even need to make the beam thick when you have this many of them, huh? Oh god. No, don't fight that. Don't fight that, Mr. Void Ray. Oh god. Okay, Stimpec at this point is done. 3-3 is done as well. Protoss is not paying attention here at all. He is looking at this army though, and now he's just losing every single one of these units. Oh god. That hurts. Oh, I physically cringed away from my monitor, man. One thing to keep in mind is that one of these two players submitted this replay to me. So one of these two players was like, you know what? This game, it was good enough. I'm gonna send it over to Loko. And at this point, I'm a little concerned that it's not actually Protoss, but it's Crocdog. This game kind of feels like, you know when like a kid does like a drawing of people and they kind of like draw hands and arms and whatnot as rakes and they're like very proud about it? I kind of feel like that's what Crocdog has done to me right now, you know? He's like, look, Loko, I played this awesome game of StarCraft. Do you love it as much as... No, I hate it, Crocdog. This game sucks. I guess you can't say that to children, right? It's like, you know, those aren't heads. Those are rakes. What are you, what are you doing right now? Anyways, it's, yeah. I would be a great parent. I feel like I've got parenting down already. Discouraging them and making sure they feel really bad about themselves. That's, yeah. Oh, God. EMPs once again. That's his favorite skill, isn't it? Crocdog right now, with 9,000 minerals in the bank, is going in for the victory. What a legend. Vikings hunting around over here, trying to figure out what is happening here inside of the main base. Are there any void rays that need to be gunned down as well? Slowly warped in stalkers over here, because apparently that's what we need. Protoss here did successfully spend his money, but I guess it helps that he doesn't really have a whole lot of income here in general. Although he did build 63 workers. The only thing that could make this game even better is Protoss leaving here saying, oh my god, Terren OP. Can we, I kind of want to see a little bit of Protoss BM. That would be beautiful. Yeah. So Crocdog, you've got 10,000 minerals in the bank, bro. Like, we never see this many digits worth of minerals. Not even in like Xero mining out the whole map. I've cast it, like, he's not making anything, by the way. The entire time that this engagement has been going on, we've literally not seen any unit on the production tab. You know what, Crocdog? It's not that I'm mad. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.